Hello and welcome to this first lecture of an overview on this course, Mastering Learning Online. So in this lecture, we will give you an idea of how to develop and implement an effective and efficient learning plan continuously for a successful career in life. Effective and efficient from the point of view of your time as well as point of view of your money. So, how do you think you can do that? How can you develop and implement an effective and efficient online learning plan? Now, to develop and implement such a plan for a successful career in life, you need a system, not just motivation. Motivation may be plenty, but you again need a system. And what you need to do is to think of it as building your personal learning operating system. Let's take a look at a framework that you can use repeatedly for and continuously to develop such a plan. So start with the career direction, not courses. All of us start with courses directly. Pause. Before that, decide your career direction. Define your 3-year positioning goal. And for that, you need to ask and answer three questions. What role do I want to grow into? What problems do I want to be known for solving? And what industries will grow with AI automation and digitalization? And we will have lectures that will answer each of these questions, help you decide each of these questions to be answered by you. Now, for example, you could be saying, after all that analysis, that I'd like to be an AI augmented business analyst. Or you could be saying it's digital strategy consultant, or a AI enabled marketing leader, or tech savvy HR leader. Now, please note that without this clarity, online learning becomes random consumption, plain simple consumption. It doesn't because what you need to do is to decide this direction and not only do these courses, but also build your capability that interviewers can see. So use a four-layer skill model to build that capability. Divide your learning into four continuous layers, and we will explain that. Continuous layers meaning you learn these four things together at different pace, but four things together. The first layer is the continuous domain layer, in which you could build expertise in either marketing, data analytics, management, software development, finance, or HR, or anything else that comes to your mind. So define your core domain skill. Then you define your second layer, which is of digital and AI augmentation, in which you decide all should I learn apart from my core domain, which can help me improve my field. And it would be things like prompt engineering, AI tools in your domain, the ways to automate your workflows, and data literacy. The third layer would be, business and strategic thinking, again in parallel with these two layers. And there you learn things like decision making frameworks, problem structuring, financial literacy, systems thinking. And there you may like to read work inspired by thinkers like Peter Drucker and Clayton Christensen. And the fourth and the final layer for your learning continuously along with these three is the human advantage skills, the future proof skills like communication, leadership, emotional intelligence, ethical judgment. So these are the four layers of skills that you need to build all in parallel. Because AI cannot replace these, it can only support them. So use this four layer skill model. The third thing is to build a continuous learning cycle. Once you decide what are the things that you will learn in parallel, four layers, four things together, you need to use this repeatable 6-step loop to build the real capability that you need and that will be valued by your recruiters and the company. So first will be to diagnose, in which you ask every month, what skill gap is slowing my growth? What is skill gap that is showing in my conversations? What skill will increase my income or impact in life in general? Then you select one focus, right? One from each layer. Avoid multitasking across four courses. Take one course per layer and pick one micro theme for 4 to 6 weeks. So within that layer, you picks one area, one focus area. Then you do structured learning, if daily 30 to 45 minutes, and there you could use online courses from Udemy, Coursera. You could use books, case studies, AI assisted summaries. Then the fourth learn is to start applying immediately. Immediately is the word, because the moment you forget to apply, you will start forgetting the learning that you have, because no application means no retention. And you can apply through a mini project that you can do over a weekend for 2 to 3 hours. You could do the application to writing a LinkedIn post on what you learned, teaching someone, and solving a real workplace problem. Go back to where you are working and apply that. And the key thing would be to pick up those areas only that will help you in working space, so that there is a win-win situation. Then the fifth step would be to reflect using AI, where you could ask AI things like, what did I miss? Where is my reasoning weak? And how can I do more application in a different way? And finally, after having done all that, you do your portfolio capture. Capture all those things that you have learned and done in terms of projects, case analysis, framework building, and reflections into your portfolio so that the world can see it. Now, with that learning cycle, your portfolio now becomes your career leverage, right? Based on the diagnosis, focus, structured learning, application, and reflection. So, build this continuous learning cycle. Then let's take a look at a weekly structure template that you can use, and it's a practical schedule. Monday to Friday, you could do 30 to 45 minutes daily learning, 20 minutes learning, 15 minutes practice, 5 minutes reflection. So every day, do a combination of these three things. And then you on a Saturday, you could do 1 2 hour deep work session, and this could be your project work, a case study or real life application. And on Sunday, review your plan and plan for next week. Don't keep learning all the time. Give yourself a break. And this will make your learning sustainable instead of overwhelming. So try and follow such a weekly template. Right. Then need to apply the 70-20-10 rule. Now, what is the 70-20 rule? 30-10 rule? 70% of the learning comes from real work and projects. So devote, if not that much percentage of the time, but appropriately. 20% of learning will come from peers and mentors. So discuss with your peers and mentors. And 10% will come from structure. So whatever you can learn, you can build. Look at this way. If you learn something from structured courses, your real learning can grow 10 times, 7 times through application, and another 2 times through discussion with mentors and peers. The online learning that you do should always support your work that you are doing. Whether if you're a student, link it to what you are learning. If you're working, link it to what you are actually working in your life there. Right. So apply the 70-20-10 rule like this. Then avoid some common online learning mistakes to make your learning effective as well as efficient in terms of your time and money. Collecting certificates, we all collect certificates, and I'm not against that. But without building this competence, isn't it really waste of time? Switching courses every week, not doing something. It's like digging. You want to you want to draw water from by digging a well, and you dig a well in 10 different places. Will you draw any water from any of them? Passively watching without notes, just keep watching like a movie and don't make any notes, don't work on them, don't discuss it, don't apply. That's going to be waste completely. Same is with learning without reflection, not thinking about it. And ignoring completely the soft skills. That is another mistake which is commonly made and you need to apply. Then make your AI your learning multiplier. As it is with your online learning through project work, you can multiply, and with AI, you can even further multiply your learning. And how can you do that? You can use AI to simulate case interviews, right? You can do simulation of case interviews, create practice quizzes through AI. Say that this is what I've learned. Can you quiz me in next 15 minutes? Analyze your written answers. Give the answer and ask AI to revert back to you how good, bad they are. And general application scenarios. You learn about something and say, hey, tell me how can I apply this? Give me some scenarios where I can apply this. And debate with you on strategic decisions, So like this, use AI. But don't outsource thinking, Use AI as a sparring partner, a boxing partner, not a shortcut. So make AI your learning multiplier like this. Track your learning ROI. We all track ROI if we invest in stock market, don't we? So here also, you're investing your money, though small, but your time is your biggest resource that you're investing here. So track your learning ROI every quarter, religiously. Ask a few questions. If you are already earning, did my income increase? Did my responsibilities expand? Did my confidence grow? Did I solve more complex problems? Am I more future ready? And if not, you need to go back and fix the focus. Adjust your focus in terms of what are you learning that you need that you're not getting as much ROI as you want to or you should be. Right. Then think in terms of season, not days. Days, a week is something that you will learn something. So don't think in terms of every day, am I learning or not learning? Your career has many phases. The first phase is to build a skill, right? So think in terms of first phase. Am I building skill? Then you need to integrate these skills into your work and make an impact, which you then is the next thing. Are you making impact strategically in the long term in large amounts? And then you start leading and mentoring. Those are the four phases, and you need to think, where am I in this? And within that, you need to ask other questions, or are you getting ROI? Your online learning plan must evolve with your phase. If you are a plain student, undergraduate student, you'll be in the first phase. But if you are a working professional, and you already have acquired some skill, it may be the question of integrating those skills and making a strategic impact. And if you're already very senior leader, you're already making strategic impact, you could be in the phase of leadership and mentoring. So think in terms of where you are and accordingly decide your learning plan or the online learning plan. Let's take a look at the long-term philosophy in mastering online learning. Now, continuous online learning is not about, being busy. It's not that. Because if you're working already, you won't have time. So being busy is not a question at all. Also, it is not question about learning certificates. Because first, if you're a student, the certificates that you learn without competence will have little value, as I see. And if you're already working, why get more certificates unless you are shifting? Also, simply consuming content is no value. So, what the mastering of online learning or learning online is about compounding your competence. You learn something and build on that further, increasing the quality of decisions that you're making, especially if you're working, so that it is visible to people. Becoming harder to replace in this competitive world and become generally more valuable to society. So that's what you need to remember while mastering learning online. So let's take a look at this final framework, the summary of how can you master learning online efficiently and effectively to do even better in your life and career. So you need to begin by, effective online learning is a summation of many things you need to do. You need to begin by clear direction. What is the direction that you want to take? What is it that you want to become? Where do you want to go and become in next year at least, 2 years, 3 years? Then you need to apply the structured skill model, the four-layer model. And specific thing to remember is don't learn only one thing in isolation. Have four concurrent things from each layer that you keep learning. Then you apply because without application, you're losing the leverage. And remember, if you learn 1 hour of work and you apply, can get 7 more times learning through that application. Then reflection with yourself or your peers and mentors, because for every hour of learning, You can get 2 more times of learning through reflecting with your peers and mentor, and then continuous adjustment, doing the ROI check, asking those questions every quarter, not every day. Please remember, I didn't say every day. Every quarter, you need to do adjustment. You need to give time for your strategy to work for a quarter and then see. So that's the final framework summary I have for you. So what do we do next? So the next one, we will take a look at a case study of how Rohit reinvented his online learning with the kind of a things that we talked about in this lecture, and what did he do and what results did he get? Let's take a look at that in the next lecture. So thank you so much for this overview lecture on mastering learning online. I hope you're beginning to learn new things, beginning to enjoy, and I do look forward to see you again in the next lecture. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer your questions, and do download the PDF file to take a look at anything that you need to.